Thank you for joining my comprehensive Binance review. This is the last video in the Binance for Beginners series, where I went A through Z teaching you how to sign up all the way to trading on the Binance exchange.
R1, R2, R3.
Back with that buccaneers.
So to start out, Binance is definitely one of my top altcoin exchanges. There's quite a few reasons for it, which I'll get into here, but I want to first go through a pretty objective review here across many different metrics. So I'm looking at 7 different metrics that I'm going to review Binance on. First, the depth of the coins available. Second, liquidity, volume. Third, there are different ways you can do analysis and different charting tools. Fourth, flexibility in order types. Fifth, fees in their customer service. Sixth, security and regulation. And 7, kind of put it all together as a total. Like I mentioned before, it's one of my top exchanges, so you can kind of guess what my total score is going to be. However, I'm going to objectively go through each of these criteria and talk about them. If you want to give Binance a shot, definitely jump into the description of this video, and there's a sign up link, and go ahead and click that and get all registered. I would definitely appreciate it. And if you like this video, favorite it, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Crypto Quantamental, and follow me on Twitter at CryptoQF. So what is my 5-point grading system for Binance? So here I have bad, below average, average, above average, and good. And bad would be like BitConnect, below average, kind of like Dragon Chain, average, Litecoin, above average, Ethereum, good is like Bitcoin. I think it's very important. In crypto, no exchange is perfect. They all have their problems. So it's very important to keep that in mind. And this rating here, this grading system, is relative to other crypto exchanges. None of these guys are really going to compare to, big stock exchanges with tons of flexibility and super strong security. That just does not exist in crypto, so keep that in mind. So very much this grading system's based on other exchanges as well as a good dose of common sense. So what about depth of coins? So I rated this above average. Binance currently has well over 120 coins available, which is very strong, some of the most in the crypto ecosystem. Right now, their new listing fee is completely transparent. It goes 100% to charity, which is pretty good. The cons here, they're still missing some top coins, so hopefully that gets cleared up. And previously to this new listing fee policy, there was definitely some rumors about high pay to play. I don't know for sure. But for whatever reason, they're still missing a few top coins, but 120 plus coins are currently available, which makes the depth here very, very impressive. What about liquidity, volume, spreads? This is where Binance truly shines, in my opinion, from an altcoin exchange standpoint. They have the highest liquidity you're going to find on altcoins, period, bar none. Pretty tight spreads on most coins, especially the bigger coins and the higher volume coins. Now the cons, some coins still might have low liquidity, but the reality is you are just not going to find another exchange with higher liquidity even for those coins. The volume liquidity can be highly variable depending on just market action, market volatility. So if volatility declines and volume declines for Bitcoin, some of the liquidity for some of these coins will dry out. And then you can have some wide spreads on some coins, especially those SAT coins or Satoshi coins. And if that's the case, there's really not much really Binance can do. That's just a feature of crypto, so keep that in mind. But overall, like I mentioned before, this is where Binance shines. They kind of rate highest on my grading scale in terms of liquidity and volume. What about their analysis and charting tools? So I'll start with the cons here. They have no real portfolio analytics, which as a portfolio manager, somebody that likes to think about my portfolio holistically and not one trade at a time or one coin at a time, this is definitely a ding for me. Hopefully they come up with better portfolio analytics. But really no crypto exchange does this very well at this point. The pros, they are TradingView compatible, which is pretty good. So their charting is pretty nice on exchange. You can get the standard depth analysis. And what I actually like is you get pretty nice clean exports of your trade history. A lot of exchanges, it's kind of a pain to see what you've done, see the trades, see the fees, all that, where you can actually export this pretty cleanly from Binance. Order types, this is where Binance gets the lowest grade for me. They are below average, or kind of like Dragon Chain. So the pros here, it's pretty standard. Market orders, limit orders, and stop limit orders. Pretty basic, nothing special here. What about cons? This is where it kind of piles up. So right now, Binance, there's no leverage, no shorting. However, for many people, I would actually argue the next section here is actually more important. There's minimal contingent orders. So what that means, you have orders like immediate or cancel, fill or kill, or one cancels the other, would be very, very nice for Binance to have. OCO is actually pretty important to have in my opinion. So in a real life example of this would be if you have one Bitcoin currently and you wanted to put a stop loss in place as well as a take profit order as well. So if it goes up, you sell it, you take profit. It goes down, you can't hit your stop loss. Right now, you can't actually have both orders on at the same time. You have to pick and choose which one you want to go with, which isn't very efficient for a trader. What about their fees and customer service? Here, I rate them pretty good compared to other exchanges in the ecosystem. The pros, it's a 10 basis point or 0.1% fee, and the lowest tier for both maker and taker orders. The Binance coin, BNB, can be used to pay fees. You get 25% discount. And I think their website and phone app is pretty smooth, easy to use. The downtime is very minimal and typically very scheduled. Good customer service across multiple channels. And I was able to get kind of instant customer service on Telegram, so that was great. And they also have quite a few good promos out there as well. The cons, not many here in my opinion, but their fee schedule is definitely geared much more towards whales, where the first fee break requires 100 Bitcoin 30-day volume. That's just too high for most people. So most people are going to be paying the 0.1% fee. But like I said before, you could use BNB to get 25% off. What about security and regulation? Here, I rate them average. And in my opinion, it's pretty hard to do better than average unless you're perhaps like Coinbase or something like that, just because it's very much in the air what's going to happen in terms of regulation. So what are the pros here? KYC, know your customer for higher tiers. Some people actually consider it as a con, but I think it's important to start buttoning up your process and understanding your customers. The Seifu Fund, which is actually launched in 2018, that's a way for Binance to protect their clients in the case of some sort of hack or something happening with the exchange. So 10% of the fees of all trades are going to go into this fund to cover potential losses. They've never really had a major hack, which is fantastic in the crypto space, and they're actually based in Malta, which is fairly crypto friendly. The cons here, there's actually quite a few coins that actually might be considered as security. They're currently on the platform. I don't know what that's going to mean or what's going to happen, but that's just something to keep in mind. Multiple users have been phished over time. I don't necessarily blame Binance here, but that's just the reality of what's happened. And their API has been compromised, and they've conducted irregular trades, pumping up prices, dumping coins, things like that. Binance has fixed the situation, afterwards, but it's still a con that this can happen. And honestly, it's TBD on how everything's going to fit with US, EU, and Japanese regulations, especially given they are in Malta. But the reality is, I bet 99.9% of their clients are not based in Malta. So we have to see how they comply with other regulations. But their final score here is good. The top score I can give, they are my top or most favorite altcoin exchange due to the depth, liquidity of their exchange. In terms of security, it's pretty strong relative to other exchanges, but you always have to recognize anything can happen with crypto exchanges. No exchange is truly secure. You want to keep your coins off exchange where possible. So you put it all together, and they are my top altcoin exchange. Also like the fact their customer service is pretty good and they're fairly transparent, as well. So again, thanks for joining me for my comprehensive and objective Binance review. The result, they are a top exchange. Feel free to sign up using the link in the description of this video. Obviously, follow me on Twitter at CryptoQF, on YouTube at CryptoQuantmental. I definitely appreciate you joining me today, and safe trading.